Hello everybody, Russian Batman, back with another video. Sorry it's been a little bit, and I apologize for the kind of random upload schedule, how it's not really consistent anymore, but you know, womp womp. Today I'm showing off another 3D print. I didn't design the model, I just, printed it and painted it. But I wanted to show it off anyways, because it's what I've made and I show off what I make here. So sorry for the weird background and setups, not the usual, but it'll do the trick for now. Here you go. This is Batman, based off the Dark Knight comic book. And yeah, I am really happy with how this guy turned out. I say with a lot of myself, just to credit the original. So this could come apart, and I believe this is the designer of the model. If you have a 3D printer, I highly recommend checking this guy out on Thingiverse. All of his not all of it, I don't know if all of his models, but all of the models I've seen on Thingiverse are all completely free. So go to Thingiverse and go check him out if you want to print this out for yourself. But yeah, and it comes in 2 parts. So this guy, he has the base and the sand, and this guy is fairly big. This print, I did at 10% infill, and it took a day and 5 hours. So it took a long time. Now this one I did with less infill. If you don't know what infill is, basically the inside of this has a little grid pattern. You can't really see it. The inside has a grid pattern, and then the amount of infill determines how big the grid is. So I did 5% infill, and this is 10%. So this guy is actually significantly heavier. I should have done this with more infill since it's like carrying all the weight. But yeah, but this is big. Like I said, this is my hand, and it's a chunky boy, as it should be. And yeah, and like I said, I just used my normal printer. Now this guy, I sanded. To get this guy nice and smooth out those lines, I sanded him, then I spray painted, then I sanded again to make sure you can still sort of see some of the lines, but it mitigates. Now these you can see a lot, which is, you can even feel them, which is sort of annoying. There are just some that are just hard to sand out and hard to avoid. But yeah, and if you want like a professional guide or how to get rid of all those, you should probably go watch some other YouTubers. I'm not a professional when it comes to 3D printing or sanding 3D prints. But you can still see some of the lines, but I think it turned out fairly good, all things considered. Although my printer has this weird line that goes, and you'll see on this one too, this strange, I don't know how to get rid of that. I don't know how that happens, but it happens with my printer. I don't know if it's just an error or what, but it's only in the back and it doesn't extend to the front, which is nice. And then, yeah, and then this one, I didn't sand as much. You can definitely see the lines a lot more, but it's the base. You're not really looking at the base, you're looking at the main guy. And like I said, he slots in. I thought about putting a magnet in there, but he's actually surprisingly stable because the way it's angled, like, I can shake it around. I'm not really worried about him falling out, so that's real nice. And then on to the paint job, which is, like I said, what I contributed to this piece. So I went with the blue and gray color scheme, like I said, based off the Dark Knight, since this kind of more bulky appearance is based off the Dark Knight. When I looked up like reference images, it was all blue and gray. So yeah, that's what I did, and I'm just really happy with how this face turned out. Like I said, the sculpt work on this guy from the original is just incredible. So it made the paint job real easy, because all I needed to do is just, paint on a darker tone, some lighter tones. It had lots and lots of red washes. So you can even see how the blood kind of gets on the teeth and whatnot. I really like how that looked. And like I said, it's not like, I like how the blood isn't super in your face, right? Because I did like washes of blood where I mixed red with, I mixed red paint with a lot of water to get that washy effect. And I just think it looks sick on this guy. I've heard the best way to make skin tone is to paint the skin, and then you give it a red wash and a yellow wash. I just did the red wash just to get it to kind of look extra gnarly and beat up, and I think it worked out wonders. And I also did intentionally put on some little red splatters kind of around the mask as well. And then, yeah, and then like I said, the rest is pretty easy. It's just dry brushing. So you just give it a kind of a dark blue, and then just lighter shades of lighter blues. And then same here with the only tricky part I did have is differentiating the gray on the bat symbol from the gray on the back, because it's supposed to be kind of more of a black bat symbol, but you still need to put grays to, highlight the highlights, if that makes sense. But yeah, I did end up giving it kind of dark washes over the bat symbol just to make it extra dark compared to this, where this is pretty light. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Then I painted the eyes, so I painted the teeth. I do like how the teeth came out. I painted them in a gray and then painted like white over that. And then, like I said, I added the little bit of red for the blood dripping. It's supposed to be like, you know, from his nose to his, then it goes down to the cut. And I like the continuity. I like this cut right there. All, like I said, the sculpt work on this face is just, even, I'm surprised my printer got this detailed with the teeth. If you do look really close, you can tell the white is definitely a thick white because white paint. But I do like the eyes as well. I painted just those, just a plain white, nothing super fancy. But yeah, if y'all like this video, if you want to see me show off more 3D prints, this is going to be a gift. So yeah, I was like, what should I give this person? And I'm like, well, I have a printer and I can make stuff for free. Like I said, this is all paint I already had, so it cost me nothing. And it's really cool. So that's why I really like this. I'm sorry if my camera's shaking. I'm like hitting the table and the camera's connected. So yeah, if y'all like the video, leave a like, subscribe. Go watch the 2011 film Rango. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao. Bye. Oh, we have a Discord if you want to join that. Feel free. But yeah, see ya. Ciao.